Hey everyone, Ian King here coming at you from the Banyan Hill Total Wealth Symposium in Amelia Island, Florida. And I'm joined by my colleague and editor of the Real Wealth Strategist, Matt Badiali. Matt, nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
And Matt is I called him a former geologist before, and he advised me that
once a geologist, always a geologist.
Yeah,
right?
So I'm here. I wanted to ask Matt a few questions about the gold markets and precious metals and what you should be thinking about because we saw a big breakout in gold earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Obviously, every country is kind of in this currency war right now between trade and devaluation of currencies all around the globe. Yep. My question for you, do you think it's too late to get into gold after the breakout? Should we have been buying all along, or where does this heading next?
I think the move in gold caught a lot of investors off guard, right? We saw some pretty well-heeled investors start to move in and then go public with it. We saw the gold price move from about $1,050 to about $1,500 an ounce this year. Mm-hmm. Most of that was done as a defensive move, right? Gold is kind of insurance against an economic issue.
Right.
This is a fairly long bull market that we're in the tail end of right now. So there's a lot of money at risk. Mm-hmm. You know, if we do have a recession, if something goes wrong in the global economy, there are folks that could lose a lot of money.
Okay.
So if you've made a lot of money in this market, it makes a lot of sense to get defensive.
Okay.
That's why
in stocks, not gold.
No, in gold.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think that they're taking some money off the table and they're putting it in gold. I know that I think it was Bill Ackman came out and said, it's not correlated. Gold's an uncorrelated asset, so he wanted to put some money away. And he's not a gold bug. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys are just kind of crazy.
Smart guy.
He's just a really smart guy.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I see in gold. However, if you're interested in playing the gold space, I like the gold miners because they haven't reacted the same way.
So you would rather buy a couple mining stocks instead of the GLD, which is the ETF that tracks the gold?
That's right. For a lot of investors, that's the right way to play this. It's a speculation instead of insurance. You know, I think the move in gold miners hasn't happened yet. I think we're going to have a lot more upside there.
And how about the ratio between gold and silver? Has that maintained the same ratio?
A great question. No, it has not. So the historical average is about 45. It takes about 45 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold.
Okay.
And you can do a fantastic arbitrage right now. We just about 2 weeks ago saw that ratio hit 90 ounces of silver to an ounce of gold.
Wow. So you're a better buyer of silver than gold right now.
I think so. And so if you wanted to buy gold, a good play right now would be to buy the silver instead, and then when the ratio comes back to its historic average, then you can trade in your silver for your gold because you'll get more, right? Mm-hmm. But I also like silver miners because that sector is just kind of lost in the wash right now, you know. And those miners, especially the good ones that were able to turn a profit when silver was cheap, as the silver price comes up and as the gold price comes up, all of that is pure profit. So we're going to see these guys start to make a lot of money. And
some of these miners have really rallied this year. I mean, in general, is there an index that tracks the space?
I think GDX and GDXJ are the big ETFs, and I think GDX is up about 60%, something like that for the year so far. But when you look at them on a historic basis, that's not even it's not even as high as they were in the rally in 2016. So remember, we hit a bottom in 2015. Gold price came up. The mining stocks rallied really fast. I don't think GDX has gotten to that, or it might be right at the high that it hit in that period. And then it came all the way back down again.
So there's more room to run. I remember
tons.
That last cycle, I think it was 2011, it was really towards the end of the cycle where all the money was made.
That's right.
Everyone was just rushing into gold and silver.
Yeah.
The SLV went to like 58 or something crazy like that from 11
I had so much fun in that period, man. That was great. I'd love to see that happen again.
Well, hopefully we can repeat it soon.
Kidding.
Thanks, Matt, again for joining us.
And
if you want to see any more of these interviews or talks, please click on the Total Wealth Symposium link at the bottom of this page. Thanks again, everyone.